every single month on this YouTube channel, we do a $100 gift card giveaway to speakupshop.com. Now, how do you enter? Well, it's easy. All you have to do is subscribe to this YouTube channel, and just like that, you're entered. At the end of the month, I will choose a random subscriber to win the $100, so good luck to all of you guys. However, if you don't want to wait until the end of the month and you want to buy some cubes right now, then just use my discount code ENCODED for 5% off every Speaker Shop order. Alright, let's get right into the video now, shall we? Alright, so just now, I was literally just lying down in bed, going on my phone, and thinking I had absolutely no more work to do for the rest of the day, but then all of a sudden I see Felix Zemdeg's new Instagram post, and in it he shows that there's a new 3-3 average world record. It's a time of 5.48 seconds by a keeper named Ruihang, and I'm just so impressed right now, I'm absolutely mind blown, and here I am to talk about it. Now, look, I don't know if this is just me, but in my opinion, getting a 3-3 world record average is the most monumental achievement that a speed keeper could possibly get. You know, yes, getting a world title is extremely impressive, and so is getting a 3-3 world record single, and obviously we can't forget about all the other amazing events in the WCA, but overall, when you're trying to answer the question of who's the #1 keeper in the world, you know, who is the best, you're talking about the 3-3 average world record holder, and now that is Ruihang. And when you look at the history of the 3-3 world record average, you will see that this is extremely rare. You know, for the last 10 years, the only two people that have held the 3-3 average world record was Felix Zemdegs and Max Park. Felix taking that for 10 of those years, and Max only taking it for 1. And so because of that, having a new player in the 3-3 average world record conversation is extremely rare, which is why I'm just like so speechless that just happened today. Now, if you don't follow keeping too closely, you might be wondering, who is Ruihang and how exactly did he get so good? And honestly, if you have this question, I can't blame you, because that's kind of how I was feeling when I heard about this world record. You know, I didn't really hear that much about him. Granted, I don't follow keeping too closely, but overall, I just didn't really have a great idea of who this kid was. But if you do your research and you look at his WCA profile, you'll learn that this has really been bound to happen. You know, for the past 4 years, he's been getting faster and faster, and he's been just like climbing through the ranks, and honestly, we should not have been surprised. And so if you look at his WCA profile, you can see that his first competition was in 2017. So at the time, he averaged around 18 seconds, which is pretty average for a first-time cuber, but then here's when it starts getting a little bit strange. So, you know, at his very next competition, he goes a 13-second average, which, you know, 5-second drop after a second competition, pretty impressive stuff. Next competition, he goes 12 seconds. One after that, he goes 10 seconds. And from then on, he's just consistently dropping more and more, and to the point that, you know, he's averaging 8 seconds, 7 seconds. And then in early 2021, he got his very first national record, time of 6.21, go up a little bit more, and then he just starts getting more and more faster. And obviously, you guys know what happened in the end. He became the 3-3 average world record holder. But, you know, looking at the statistics and just looking at his actual times, this was really bound to happen. Now, obviously, this new world record is an incredible feat, but nothing is more incredible than the fact that this guy, he's 12 years old. And just to put in perspective how young 12 years old is, I feel so old right now saying this, but you know, Felix Zemdeg, he's been holding the 3-3 average world record for 11 years, which means that he was literally 1 year old, you know, taking his very first steps as Felix Zemdeg was out there breaking 3-3 world records. And so that's just like super mind-boggling for me, and it really makes you wonder whether or not Ruihang is like at his prime, or if he's like not even entering it because he's so young. You know, if you look at the top keepers nowadays, when they were 12 years old, they weren't even nearly as fast as they were right now. And so if he like follows a similar trend, he'll be averaging like 4 seconds when he's older, which I don't really think is possible. But then again, what do I know? Like, for all we know, he could only be entering his prime, and this could be the first world record of many. And so I'm just like really excited to see what happens in the future. But you know, him being 12 years old really just brings me to another point, which is to mention just how young these new wave of keepers are. You know, Ruihang is not the only like 12-year-old keeper that's super fast. They're all over the place, and obviously not all of them are 12, they could be like 11, 13, but overall, they're all like really young, and they just seem to be getting faster and faster. Like, if you take a look at the top 20, 30 solvers at this point, I can't really tell you how many of them are like under 14, but I can promise you that a lot of them are. And all this just makes me really optimistic for the future of cubing. You know, it wasn't really that long ago that all of us really thought that the 3-3 single and average record would just kind of stay stagnant. You know, there wasn't any new world records coming out, and so we just thought we've hit the limit, but obviously we're not even close. And you know, these new kids, they're just built different, I guess. Like, they just seem to be getting younger and younger, but faster and faster. And so I think we'd safely say that this worry is behind us. I mean, there are so many potential world record holders out there that we may or may not know of, but I can tell you one thing, which is that a lot of them are going to be younger than you think, and that's what makes cubing so exciting for me. You know, things like this that keeps this hobby or sport or whatever you call it interesting, and so I'm just excited for the future, and I'm happy to be on this ride. So anyways, congratulations to Ruihang I am so excited to see what you do in the future, and all these new keywords that are coming up nowadays. I'm super excited to see you guys as well. And for Felix and Eggs, you know, maybe you could get that world record back again. Who knows what could happen? But congratulations on just holding this world record for over 10 years now, and you should be super proud of that. Anyways, that's all for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.